Hey guys, hope you're well. I just wanted to do a quick video on depth in your mix. I get sent a lot of tunes that are kind of cool conceptually, but are missing depth. I've got this tune that I've been working on recently with Bleen, which is still a work in progress. You'll hear like the mix still needs a bit of work, and there's a lot of there's too much reverb and whatever else, but it's got depth to it. And that's I thought it was a good example for the video today. So I will play everything. I've removed a lot of what I would refer to as like depth elements, and I'll bring those back. Actually, that's kind of cheating a little bit. And then I'll play it through, and then we'll kind of add in those elements that I've already got, and I'll explain kind of the choices behind them. A lot of them were actually stems that Gareth Bleen sent me. And I've kind of arranged them in a certain way and processed them in a certain way. But the way we've done this is how I would work on my own stuff. So it felt like a good example. So anyway, here is the tune. I'll give you a few bars before the drop and a bit of the drop, and then we'll add those elements in. Cool. So there you go. Kind of works like the tune works. It makes sense, and this is kind of where a lot of tunes I get sent stop, which is cool. Fine, you know, it works, and like on a dance floor, I don't think you'd notice necessarily, but it's something that just makes the tune a little bit more interesting. So we've got a few effects things. I've got like some sweeps here, and there's this one as well. We've got this vocal, which is just a granular vocal chop that I randomized, then bounced out and cut up. I've done a video on that on this channel. So that's obviously got like an auto pan, like sidechain emulation thing on it as well. We've got our basses, and this is where a lot of those elements would lie. So I've put all my Atmos and effects into the one place. We've got this, which is just Diva doing like a pedal. But I've got a few others. There's this ARP as well, which needs a bit of a high pass. But, you know, as I said, work in progress. So I'll go through these one by one. So we've got this bass accent growl, which was a stem from Gareth that I've distorted the hell out of. Which acts as like a nice backing layer. So again, obviously it needs a mix, but it works well with a lot of the basses and stuff. And gives some like fake movement to the bass as well, because it is that kind of layer and it's distorted and it's kind of in the background. It almost sounds like the bass is like kind of growling, even though actually the main bass isn't at that moment. And it acts as a nice filler as well between the two different, that one and that one. We have this accent, which I think I left in actually. We have these flutes. Which sits nicely over the build-up. If I bring it in. It's all subtlety, right? This is kind of what I'm trying to get at when I'm talking about like the depth, is that if you do everything that is just the stuff that people are paying attention to immediately and just listening to immediately, your mix is very like two-dimensional. You can have a bunch of reverb and effects and stuff going on that give it depth in terms of space, but it doesn't have any depth in terms of interest. It's very like, this is what you've got. You've got your bass, your drums, your lead, but done, right? And actually having those interesting layers and the subtlety and things moving in and out and various things like that creates repeat listenability. Is that the right word? In the music that you're working on. And that's kind of what I try to do, especially because a lot of this darker stuff and the deeper stuff isn't just club orientated. It's also like people listen to this at home when they're out and about or whatever, or at least I do, you know, so it helps with that. We've got some more vocal samples here. Very, very subtle, but you can hear it. So it just helps. Again, a little bit of depth. We've got a few more that I'll rush through very quickly. This one, stuff like this is great. Same as the two that I've got down here, is that you want sweeps and things like that pushing your tune forward. I've done a video on that if you're interested. But yeah, it keeps it, keeps pace, keeps momentum in what you're doing beyond like just the drums, right? Again, some more transitional effects. Another vocal atmosphere sweep. Almost sounds like a flute, but it is a vocal. And then we've got this one here as well. Same thing. We've got a stab here. So there's a borrowed chord in this. If you listen, the bass is D. It's in D minor, this tune. So we've got D, G, and then D sharp. D sharp, or it's an E flat major chord that happens there. Isn't in the key of D, but it works well. And so I've accentuated that with a stab. So if I put those together. Kind of bringing out the weirdness of that chord. We've got some plucky strings here, which is just like a string arc, basically. And then a reverse piano. So if I do a quick before and after without these additionals. So I'll do from here, and then we'll repeat again and bring them back. With that, I'll bring them in now. Just more going on. There's more like filling that space. There's more keeping the tune moving from A to B. And there's just a lot more, again, I keep saying it, but like depth and interest. It's what takes those tunes that get sent to me from, yeah, this is a cool idea, but it's lacking something, to being like, this is sick and I would listen to this all day, every day. As I said, this needs a mix, this needs work. But it's a good example of how I do that, how other people do that in tunes. So there you go. Hope that was helpful. Any questions, let us know. And anything you want to see, let us know in the comments. Peace.